This is going to be a little unpopular, but something is just not sitting right with my discernment about the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And the more I dig, the more I feel that way. So it kind of has Freemason written all over it. And let me explain a little bit about what that is. For as long as there have been governments, there have been Freemasons in position of power. They are a secretive fraternity known for their elaborate rituals, oaths, and love of symbolism. Many researchers and ex-members have claimed that behind the public image lies a darker spiritual side, rituals that mock or invert Christianity, and practices that some describe as demonic worship. Whether or not every Mason participates in that, the reputation for ritual and symbolism is absolutely there. The number 33 has shown up all over Charlie Kirk's assassination, and the number 33 is especially important to Freemasons. In the Scottish Rite, the 33rd degree is the highest honorary degree, and in Freemason circles, the number is tied to enlightenment, hidden knowledge, and power. And that's why you see it again and again and again connected to world events and powerful figures. The suspect was Tyler Robinson, and he was taken into custody in exactly 33 hours after the assassination. Governor Spencer Cox even said he prayed for 33 hours straight. When you add all of Tyler Robinson's numbers in his case, 251403576, it equals to 33. On the day of the shooting, Charlie Kirk had 3 hats that had 47 on them on his table. 4 plus 7 times 3 equals 33. He died 33 days before his birthday, and his main nurse at the place he was being treated was 33. Erica Kirk's GG rings, and remember, GG is their daughter's name as well, but GG is 33. And now she herself also wears an M ring, her cross necklace with a Freemason sign on it as well. Erica Kirk and Charlie have both been seen doing these same popular hand signs multiple times, and the very signs you see everywhere else as well that are directly connected to Freemasonry. Candace saying that she's a Mason as well during her last podcast and giving hand gestures. You see, the signs are everywhere, and they aren't a coincidence. In administrations, U.S. and otherwise, we have had Freemasons running our country and other countries for a very long time. And this has been recorded from early American presidents like George Washington and James Monroe to world leaders like Winston Churchill. The list of high-ranking Masons in position of power goes on and on. 33 is connected to Freemasons directly. There have been many instances all over the world where this is connected to devastating events, including 9/11 and Saturn worship, or Satan worship, which I talked about. In the video I did the other day, I said Saturn was the closest to Earth that it had ever been on September 21st. And guess what day they decided to do Charlie's memorial? Perfect for days for ritual. And I don't know what all of this really means, and I don't think it's right for anyone to cheer for Charlie's death in general. I think it's horrible. I think it's extremely wrong, and I think the reason he died was because not everyone agreed with his opinions. But one thing for sure is I do know that things are not always what they seem. And once you start lining up the numbers, the symbols, the dates, the jewelry, the timing, it stops looking like a coincidence and starts looking like a pattern. And just like I showed y'all in my video yesterday about the movie Snake Eyes with Nicolas Cage, it is full of direct links to Charlie Kirk's assassination, including the politician that was shot in the neck named Charles Kirkland, who was assassinated on September 10th, like Charlie Kirk. And guys, not to mention, if you look at the cover of that movie, look at Nicolas Cage's hand signs and look how familiar they look.
I am the storm. Erica is the storm.
Call it a tropical storm, not a hurricane.
But it is a hurricane.
Yeah, well, it's also a holiday weekend, so will you please just call it a tropical storm, please?